Africa faces some of the world's greatest development challenges, and its research capacity is not yet sufficient to meet them. Improving research management within institutions is crucial if research and innovation is to underpin social and economic development in Africa. The Association of African Universities, AAU, is collaborating with the African Academy of Sciences, AAS, to implement the Science Granting Council's Initiatives Research Management Project to strengthen the capacities of Africa's science granting councils to play their essential roles effectively and efficiently in research, knowledge generation, and innovation through training, technical support, and peer-to-peer learning.
This project is building on the success of the first phase of the Science Granting Council's initiative. Specifically, the project is supporting the development of research and evidence-based policies that will contribute to economic and social development of the continent. The overall goal of the research management project is to fortify the capability of science granting councils in explicit areas of research management, namely research excellence, research ethics, emerging scientific practices, development of online grant management systems.
I am coordinating the component related to digitization of online grants management systems. This component aims to support the science granting councils in sub-Saharan African countries to digitalize the way that they manage their grants. When they issue calls, they normally would use manual processes to receive applications for calls, but this initiative is helping them to digitize that whole process. There are a number of successes that we have scored in this initiative, which speaks to what we are trying to achieve. For example, in 5 of the participating countries, they've been able to install this online grants management system, which was developed for them in collaboration with the Uganda National Council for Science and Technology. After the installation of the online grants management system, they are now ready to run calls, issue calls, and get researchers to apply online using that system. Broadly, what we also would like to see is that councils are managing their information better, they are able to archive it, they are able to report, and they are able to demonstrate to a donor how they've used the resources that they've been given. So the countries that have implemented the system include Burkina Faso, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Malawi. That's the first cohort. The next cohort that we will work with includes Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Botswana, and other countries. So the countries are grouped into 3 cohorts. We've already finished working with the first cohort.
The Science Granting Council Initiative, proud to the AAU Secretariat, Association of African University, which manages the research management aspects, proud to their engaging MESTI, also because if AAU is being housed here in Ghana, there is an opportunity for us as MESTI because they've seen what is that we have been doing to be able to be involved, especially in the project work aspect. So proud to that, as a ministry, we've already started some initiation with the EVIPOL and our data management information system. And so when AAU brought our attention about the need to be able to look at those particular systems, which was basically in line with what is that the MESTI is already doing. So we have been very grateful to Association of African University to bring that on board, to be able to help us manage, especially the data management, and even how we can use the platform to be able to look at R&D, research and development within the broader scope. We have seen that through the project, we have been able, there have been interest from the people who have been able to participate in the project very well, the relationships and how we can be able to advance that particular aspect going forward in order that we'll be able to strengthen our data management system, in order that we can look at information management, in order that we can be able to have the capacity to do our own course of proposals and manage same, so that we can link it to the other agencies who are also interested, because as a MEST, as a coordinating body, basically that is how our mandate looks, which cut across the sectors that we have in the promotion of science technology.
The project has recorded some remarkable achievements since its inception in 2020. Notable among them are successes recorded under the research ethic component, the digital grant system development, the good financial practices component, and the communications and visibility aspects of the project.
The project that we are working on is funded by IDRC and runs until February 2023. And we are working with 15 science granting councils in 15 countries in Africa, including Kenya, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Tanzania, among others. And over the past few months, we've been able to do a few things. One of them being producing content that is used to really help in terms of knowledge generation, providing that knowledge that then is used to inform capacity building activities for science granting councils. We have modules that have been developed, and the Science Granting Council should be able to access this soon. We've also worked on the good financial grant practice aspect, where the Science Granting Councils are taken through what we call the GFGP process to measure their compliance against the good financial grant practice standard, which is an African standard. And once they have measured themselves against this standard, they'll be able to identify gaps that then we can use to build on their strength and become better research and grant managers going forward. We've also done some work towards deepening the understanding and practice of what we call research ethics. We've developed quite some content out of research that was commissioned to try and find out where we are as a continent in terms of research ethics. And we think through the work that has been done over the last few months, we've been able to generate content or knowledge products that then go into informing work in that space. And lastly, we've also developed manuals, frameworks, and policy procedures that inform what would be quality research management.
At the time, we've successfully held a series of meetings with the science granting councils and sensitized them on the GFDP processes and also the benefits, as well as addressing issues raised by the science granting councils. We've also held one-on-one meetings with the individual science granting councils upon request. I am happy to report that from the interactions, some of the science granting councils have embarked on the GFGP assessment, and we are currently supporting them to submit the self-assessment.
I'll quickly explain to you the benefits of GFGP to the science granting councils and what it helps in. One is that the GFGP looks at the various areas within the organization, and these areas are four. We are talking about procurement, we are talking about finance, we are talking about the governance, and the human resource. What happens is that each organization can log into a GFGP exercise, do something called a self-assessment, where they are able to upload the documents that support their structures in those four areas I've mentioned. Once those information is loaded, it gives a ranking of probably 100% if you're a low-risk organization, all the way up to the low level where we talk of high-risk organization.
Africa's science granting councils are key players in strategic partners in improving the continent's scientific research outputs and achieving continental policy initiatives such as the African Union Science, Technology and Innovation Strategy for Africa 2024, STESA 2024. The Association of African Universities, the African Academy of Sciences, and other partners involved in this project remain fully committed to working collaboratively with the science granting councils to enable them better manage research, design and monitor research programs, and to achieve research excellence.